There. Oh, my microphone was on. And Grissom, hello. Finally got a day off, huh? Yay! Okay. Let's see what's bring that back. Alrighty. Anna left me. Snickerdoodle, hello. How you doing, Snicker? Got a little bit of news going on out in space, so I'm just waiting for some to come in. I'm running late. Yeah, told them don't work Thursdays. Doing alright, and you? I'm doing fine. I didn't realize how long it's been since I've been live at night. I'm like, crap. So, and I've been wanting to get on. I've just had a really busy week. Really busy. Can't wait till the weekend. Hi, Snickers. Got paid today too. Yes. Excuse me. Alrighty. May not be anybody show up. I am half hour late, and plus I haven't been on. So we're gonna see. I fixed my clock, so just thought I'd let people know. But I've had a really busy week. I've had the home health nurse, two of them, not the aides, the actual nurse RNs come in. I've had physical therapy. I've had occupational therapy. Did Christmas directions last night. What does that mean? I don't know what Christmas directions mean. I'm sorry. Oh, decorations. Oh. Yeah. I just haven't felt like it yet. I really haven't. I mean, I'm in the mood, but not in the mood. Can't spell. Oh, I hope people look and see that I'm on. I really want to go over what's going on in space. I really do. To me, it's exciting, but you know. If not, it'll just be you two. That's if you guys want to hear about it. I don't know. I know one thing. This physical therapy thing is going to end up killing me. I'm going to fall over. And we don't get along the greatest. I mean, we get along, but I mean, he's like, boom, right down to it. I like hearing about stuff in space. Oh, good. Says 4 are here. Oh. But me and the physical therapy guy, I mean, we get along, but I mean, he's just like, he no sense of humor whatsoever. And he's right down to brass tacks, that's it, and goes. Ask me 50 million questions, ask me to do 50 million things. And then the home health nurse, yeah, we might have an issue. They're so matter of fact. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I already told you I couldn't do this. But the occupational therapist, oh, too bad she's not going to keep coming. Me and her get along so freaking great, but um she's like head of it or whatever, so she's going to have an assistant. And she said the assistant that's going to come the first time um is won't be the one that will be coming. She'll just be here one time, and then the next one will be the one that will be my therapist. So that's all right. So they come at like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and they're here to like 2. I mean, because they overlap each other, it's funny. Experience with my mom. Yeah. I'm like, good God. But it's okay. Um, I did get a lot of information and things to do, and um, occupational therapy. They're really going to be a big help, and the physical therapy. I don't know what else he's gonna do. He made all the suggestions, and I'm going to do it. So I don't see what else there is. I really don't. They already told me I won't get any better. They're just going to try to keep me from getting worse. Okay. How long will you be doing that for? I think physical therapy, I think he said for, I think I'll get like 3 visits a week for, he never really said how long. Occupational therapy will be for a while, and they'll be coming in 2 days a week. And then the home health nurse, for as long as I need it. So, but it's not like a aide or anything. She's the actual nurse, so I don't get I don't get an actual home health aide. So, you know, and Lord knows when she comes, this is her second time in. Okay, yeah, I forgot to contact the lady. Oop. This is the second time her coming in, and this is the second time she said that she's called, we don't answer the phone, and won't respond to messages. And I'm sitting there thinking, your name hasn't even showed up, and there are no messages. I check them. So I'm gonna have to tell her, what number are you calling? Because it's not mine. I thought my mom was going to murder them. Yeah. The main thing I'm going to really like is the occupational therapy. The occupational therapist, we're going to be working on using implements and stuff to make my life easier so I can be a little more independent. She's done some really good, made some really good suggestions, and one of them, I told her, like, you guys know I have trouble opening a bottle. And so I went on to Amazon. I said, there's got to be a bottle opener. And so I did. And there's one that's about this big around. And it's for opening bottles, but it's wider, so I can turn it. So that'll be awesome. And as they're about $15 a piece. And I got Prime, so I don't have to pay no shipping, but she was going to suggest that, and I said, yeah. I said, I've just been using my noodle, you know. The nurse was in drugs. Oh, really? One nurse was. Oh, wow. Nah, can't do the drug thing. But excuse me. Well, she was on drugs. Yeah, that'd be the last time she come to my house. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So that way those that watch it later will be able to see it. And I'm going to start my space intro. Hello. How are you all doing? I love my space intro. I really do. It's one of my favorites. Thank you. Thank you, Snicker. Okay, so this is what's going on in space. Some may know, some may not. I don't know if anybody even thought about reading the article or whatever, but I remember one of my live streams, it probably been within the past couple months. We were talking about the asteroid belt and Mars and all that and blah blah blah. Well, NASA has proof, and they have the pictures and everything, that there is another planet within our solar system. A dwarf planet that is capable of sustaining life. Now, between Earth and Mars, there is an asteroid belt. No, is that between Mars and Jupiter? No, it's Earth and Mars. No, between Mars and Jupiter. There's an asteroid belt. And it was believed a long time ago that that the asteroid belt was created by a planet or some other humongous asteroid that was destroyed, and that's how we got the asteroid belt. Well, within the asteroid belt, and I wish I could take notes, my hands don't work, I don't write well. That's what occupational therapy is going to help me with. But within that asteroid belt is a dwarf planet that has water inside of it, and that has boiled up to what is boiled up to the surface. I shouldn't say boiled, but what has crept up to the surface is like wet sand. So you're not going to get wet sand unless there's water. So inside of this planet, there is, or this new dwarf planet, they have discovered there's a small water deposit in there, and that the atmosphere has nitrogen and stuff, and it's not clear if it's breathable air. I don't think they have said that it was, but it's got the elements that it could have. And so what this means to me, and to me, it's, and it should be to science. First of all, there's another dwarf planet in our solar system. Now, Pluto has been downgraded. I think they should have just kept it a planet, but they downgraded that to a dwarf planet, okay? So that's why I keep saying another. But I think it's always been a planet. It should stay a planet, you know. But this is the only one within our own solar system, which includes the 9 planets, that's including Pluto, that dwarf planet, that is capable of sustaining life. The only one. Sam Rockwell, hello. Finally a topic other than politics. Hi, Les. Hey, Sam. So that is very profound. Just that that possibility alone. The fact that within our own solar system, we don't have to travel many light years away. It's within reach of our own solar system. And so, and it was found by accident. They sent this thing. I forget what name they called it, to take pictures and stuff, and it was actually supposed to take pictures of something else. But it got to this, and it just, I mean, the information was just wild on it. Now, the reason why it's very interesting to me and why it's exciting to me, I don't know if anybody realizes the possibilities with this. It's not the fact that we could now colonize it or whatever. I think humans have done enough colonizing just on Earth the way it is. Can't you fold space and punch through larger distances? It's a theory that they say that space can bend. But and that's part of Einstein's, one of his theories. The problem with that is you need, Sarah, hello. The problem with folding up space, which is what they consider the wormhole. It's like where space and time fold and you punch through it and then it unfolds and you're automatically 500 million light years away within a second. The problem with that is, in order for that to happen, you have to have what I would call a generator. You would have to have a source of energy equal to the size of our sun exploding in order for that to possibly happen. We were supposed to get bright auras tonight, and Mother Nature disappointed us. Oh, figures. So it is in theory, which I actually have a piece of silver that embodies that theory. I ought to bring it out one day and show you. It's really unique. But as part of Einstein's theory, you literally would need the explosion of our sun to create that kind of energy. So, but I don't think anybody really wants to test that sucker. I really don't. I was watching for that last night, Sarah. But you are right, Sam. You know, it's the space-time continuum. So you are right. And they call that tunnel when you bend space and time, and you know, it's like taking two sheets of paper and then poking a pencil through it and then spreading it out. You're automatically here. They call that pencil the wormhole. So the northern U.S., I'm in Iowa, and last night a lot of people were driving out into the country looking for it. They didn't see anything. We had a coronal mass ejection a few days ago. Does that sound a bit risque to you too? Yes, it was supposed to come down as far as Missouri. Says Snicker, and Sam says, "That's why I love Stargate the movie." Yeah. Movies are a great place to test theories that, But anyway, with this planet able to sustain life is exciting to me, not because I don't think it could be colonized now, you know, but it is exciting to know there's another dwarf planet within our asteroid belt that's in our solar system, and B, that it could. I know you're talking about space exploration right now. Yeah, which the ores are part of it. It's space. Um, Same with the space-time continuum. Um, but this is why it's exciting to me. Is because I have said before that um, I'm not going into a Bible study, but everything you need to know is in the Bible. And in the book of Job tells you a lot about space. And that with all my studies and reading and stuff, because I study the Bible, you tend to go out and just get confirmation, not confirmation, but just side notes and stuff, that if you read the book of Jasher or Yasher, which is mentioned in the Bible, it's called the Good Book also, or the Book of Truth, Book of Knowledge, I should say. It tells you that there was a planet, another planet, that was destroyed and turned to rubble. And then now we're finding this out. And that this planet was occupied. So we're finding this out. To me, that is beyond wow. For real. That is beyond wow. Really. Within 200 years, we will colonize something. Then ruin it. Mary Roach's book, Packing for Mars, convinced me that we will never have interplanetary or interstellar travel until we have a way to circumvent the speed of light. Sickerdoodle said, "Sad, isn't Sam? What we do." Sarah said, "Is that a Mormon book or in the Apocrypha?" No, the Book of Jasher was in the Bible. It was also known as the Book of Truth or the Book of Knowledge. It's not a Mormon book. It's in the Bible. It's mentioned twice in the Bible. The Book of Enoch is mentioned in the Bible. The Book of Jasher is mentioned in the Bible. And the Testament of Solomon is mentioned in the Bible. All three books are mentioned in the Bible. Interstellar was such a good movie, says Sam. Well, I don't know, because we can reach Mars in 11 years. So, Miss Roach writes very entertaining books about scientific subjects most people would rather not think about. I like to think about it all, really. But we can actually travel to Mars, but who wants to be gone for 25 years? You know? You don't. If you went the speed of light to get to Mars, you'll bypass it. Really, because it doesn't take a 1 light year. DLB, hello. When you can get to Mars, normal travel 11 years. But you would definitely, if we were going to go outside the solar system, you would definitely need speed of light for real. Because how long does it take to get to Pluto? 25 years, something like that. I forget how long they said. Um, yeah, he'd be 50 by the time that's a one-way trip. Packing for Mars has stories in it about astronauts who had to be brought back early because they were going insane, and one mission that ended early. Yeah, I heard about the insane. They went bonkers. Because Mission Control feared that at least two of the astronauts would kill each other. I've heard about the going insane. I don't know if it was from her book. I didn't never read it, so I don't know, but I know I heard it. How do you know they ain't here already? Look at an octopus. How do I know if who ain't here already? Now, what was the deal I read the other day about some Israeli scientists who said that there were aliens and Trump knows about it? Anyone else heard about that? Girl, I don't have to be told by somebody who's Israeli. Shit, I known about that a long time ago. The whole world knows about it. She didn't name any of the people involved. They may not have been American. Um, one NASA wasn't NASA looking for people to volunteer to move to Mars? Yeah, I don't think they found any. Sam says aliens might be here already. Dude, everybody knows it. Every leader in the world knows it. They've been in contact with them. Some kind of confederation. They've been here since the time of Truman. You guys ever listen to Bob Lazar? Oh, yeah. That is one dude who they cannot disprove. And he has the only reason why he talks is because he has shit that they're looking for, and he's got that shit hid. And if anything happens to him, he told them anything happens to him or my family, it's going public. And that is the only reason why he talks. And that's the only reason why he's alive today. And that they're living underground on Mars. Hell, they're living on the dark side of the moon. Chris, hello. Doesn't only take 7 months to get to Mars? No. I believe him. I actually do. He talked so he wouldn't get killed. Dale said it seems like it would take a hell of a long time. What, to get to Mars? I think they said it only takes 7 years. I think it's 7 years, Chris. Because I know it's in years. Leslie, did your hair looks fabulous? Oh, that's because it just got out of the shower. Thank you, but it's still kind of wet. Chris said it only takes 7 months to get to Mars. Really? I thought they said it took 7 years. He didn't want women or non-white astronauts. We would have had a black astronaut a decade before we did it. Before we did, if it hadn't been for Chuck Yeager. He's an ass. Why Mars? We can't live there. Chris just looked it up. So it takes 7 months to get to Mars. I heard 2.5 years. Jill said I was going to ask if you had it cut and then changed in mid-sentence. Anna says no sound on my part. Hey, Shady. Oh, what's up with no sound? She may have to reboot. So Chris just looked it up. My lover online. And said it only takes 7 months. That seems like an awfully short amount of time between here and Mars. really. But he looked it up. Titan looks close to how the Earth looks, but that doesn't mean that the air is breathable and that water is possible. Um, those are the two things you have to have, unless you build something on there. But you have to have water. I know someone who actually wanted to volunteer to go to Mars. Not me. When it's at its closest point to Earth, they only go on certain years. And it's buffering on my end. Tried restarting phone, nothing working. Snickerdoodle, well, total recall. Mmm. The atmosphere is way too thin. You would have to like build something and then generate oxygen. Not me. It's a sandstorm at 500 miles per hour on Mars. I know one thing. Mars is a very interesting planet. Happy birthday, Connie. Happy birthday. Not enough sunlight to grow crops either, says Sarah. Feels it just changed to my birthday. Thank you. I'm 61. You go, girl. Well, I just found it interesting that there was, for those who came in late, um, I I don't know. Maybe Sarah read the article, probably, but where they found in the asteroid belt a dwarf planet that is that has water and could sustain life. Um, or had at one point sustained life. So it's to me that's very exciting. Um, terraform it, launch missiles that have seas and just keep hitting Mars. Is there a Nick's Olympica would be an awesome sight. However, we can't have 100,000 foot mountains on Earth because our gravity is too strong. Chris says the trip takes around 7 months, a bit longer than astronauts currently say on the International Space Station. The precise duration of each journey depends on when it is taken, because both Mars and Earth's orbits are not perfectly circular. The time it takes to travel between them varies from 6 to 8 months. There's this, not me, sorry, they have found water, ice on at least one moon of Jupiter or Saturn. It was Jupiter, I believe it was, Sarah. Sometimes when NASA has live feeds or pictures, to me it looks fake. Sam says there has to be a planet that's just like Earth. There are billions of planets. One of them is just like Earth. They have found outside of the solar system couple planets that are similar to Earth. So they have found them. It's not identical. We're not going to have identical, but they are very similar to Earth. Um, so, but I can't remember the names of them right offhand. But they're outside of our solar system, and but you know the dwarf planet that they found in the asteroid belt. First of all, it's exciting because there is another planet, dwarf as it may be, but so Pluto has been downgraded to dwarf planet, and that it is capable of sustaining life, and it does have um it does have some of the elements of breathable air. But they never said if it was breathable, but there are elements there that if something happened or whatever, we could breathe. What is beyond our galaxy? It is crazy when you think about it. Um, but they have found similar planets. Should look up a super Earth. They are huge, like planets like Earth. And just think, Earth isn't the hugest planet. There's some, wow, uh, even in our own solar system. But yeah, they have found um several out there, so that are similar. It just doesn't have breathable air for humans. But they have. But you guys, we don't know as much as information and things that um they have about the universe. We don't know a drop in a bucket. We don't. It'll never. We'll never have the knowledge in our lifetime. There's one that's 3 million times the size of Earth. There's plenty out there that are bigger than I never thought Earth was a huge planet to begin with. Um, and it's impossible to even think that, considering we really don't know. We don't know. But aliens living on Earth, that's been since the time of Truman, when that came out. Um, so, that's, to me, that's nothing new at all. we we don't even know about our ocean. Exactly. I think they would be surprised if they actually went and explored our ocean and get to the bottom of our ocean. I think they would be extremely surprised. Um, as a matter of fact, they're going so deep that what is it, that giant squid Architeuthis, I think? They're finding squids that are bigger than that. And they accidentally caught one. It just happened. Just happened. They sent a rover down and it just happened to go in front of the camera. Lee Dubinsky, hello. Many fireballs have been falling lately. I bet you will find more in the ocean than you would in space. There said there are parts of the Amazon and Central American forests and Siberia too that have never been explored. Sam Rockwell, the Marianas Trench. Nobody wants to go in there. Yes, there has been, Les. Yes, there has been on what, hon? Nobody wants to go in the Marianas Trench. They believe it or not, that oh, what did they, Chris, you might know, Sarah, you might know, what did they call the prehistoric sharks? Megalodon. They believe a megalodon lives in the Marianas Trench. I don't want to go find out. We've been in the tales of comments recently, and there's also lots of space junk out there. Yeah, tons. That was for Lee about meteor falling lately. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I know. Ew, makes Jaws look like a baby. Exactly. Exactly. Especially when we have sharks now that are almost the size of a megalodon. There's just a few feet difference. Um, there's two that I know of. One they've caught pictures of many, many times, and she was pregnant the last time they get this. She was pregnant the last time they filmed her, and forget Big Blue or something like that. Baby Blue, Big Blue. Um, she'll show up every once in a while, and then haven't they found pyramids or other space objects in Antarctica? Yes. Going that deep in the ocean is just like being buried alive. No thanks. Yeah, I don't want to go find out either. That is eerie to me. How deep we've been able to get by remote. Have they been able to get to the deepest part of the ocean? Because the pressure is so great, rovers and all that, they just crack. They've not been to the deepest part of the ocean. But there have been things found in Antarctica. It's been a long time, but I've done two things about um, Antarctica, and I'll do another one. The problem with them finding them is that they're there one minute and gone the next. But they have found a huge hole, which Admiral Byrd, the famous explorer, supposedly he went into one, and it's not the one that they found, but he said there was one there, and they lost contact with him, and he described what he saw, and then they said, it's time for you to go now, and he wrote it all down in his journal, every bit of it, and it was his son that released it after his death, so that way the government couldn't do anything. On right here, a celebration to last throughout the year. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the subscription. Dale says, Snicker says, I know they have a storage share that stores seeds and such. They have them in several places around the world. Seed storage and stuff like that. Admiral Byrd even saw dinosaurs in there. Yeah, he did. And he was given a message and stuff. And like I said, he had, when he came back, he told what he saw to those in charge. And of course, him being a government man, him being in services, and he had to do what he was told. He had to keep his mouth shut, but he wrote everything down. His son had it, and when Admiral Byrd died, that's when his son said, "Okay, it's time," because there was nothing they can do to Admiral Byrd by then. The seed vault is in Svalbard, the northernmost islands on Earth. The biggest one, anyway. There are lots of seed vaults around the world. Yep. How cool, Sarah, for like if we have a nuclear explosion or something. Laser buffering. Didn't James Cameron go to the bottom of the trench? Anyone else buffering or some other disaster? Yeah. Yeah, I know it was buffering for a minute. I was like, what the heck? At DLB Iron Mountain. Says Lee. There you go. There you go, Lee. I found that interesting. Yeah, there's seed banks all over. A lot of them are seeds that only grow in one small area, and they want to make sure they never go extinct. Sticker says, "Yeah, I was buffering. Yeah, it was actually me that was buffering. So, I don't know why. I was having problems with the computer earlier today. Sarah says James Cameron did go to the bottom of the Marianas Trench a few years ago. One other person before him did the same thing. Really, because the article said no one's been to the bottom. I don't want to find out, so they can go, but they need to go to Lake Champlain and see if they can find Champ, and then they need to go to Scotland and go to the Loch Ness, go to the locks and find Nessie. That's what they need to do. But from what I understand, there's some creepy things in the Marianas Trench. They have species down there that we have never seen before. Nessie. Maybe not all the way to the bottom, but close enough. They also found plastic down there. Well, crap. So they must have been dirtying up our ocean for millions of years. They named Rolex after James Cameron, called the Sea Dweller. And it allows you to go that deep. It's like $12,000. Damn. Damn. Dale's like, wow, pollution. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Humans can't take care of nothing. Can't. That's crying shame. Well, anyway, yeah, the ocean. I would love to know what dwells on the bottoms of our oceans. I really, really would. Or even our seas. You know? I think there's a lot of dumping that goes on at sea. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For real. Where do you think, if you go to potty on a ship, where do you think that goes? Probably takes 2 years for garbage to fall that far down. Yeah, and you'd think plastic being at the bottom, I mean, really. Plastic's light. It should have floated. I bet you we'll find Jimmy Hoffa down there at the bottom of our ocean somewhere. I found Jimmy. Mm-mm-mm. But me personally, I love the ocean. I would love to know every little single thing about the ocean. Um, Dale says we went on a cruise. It was only from Galveston to Mexico, so the water was very calm. But some of those North Atlantic cruises can get hairy. Sam says find Trump's mail-in ballots. Oh my god. We probably don't generate any more raw sewage way out in the ocean than the fish and other creatures do. Uh, those rough waves freak me out. Poseidon Adventure. Yeah. No, Geraldo found Hoffa in a parking garage in the early 80s. Oh, that has gotten completely out of hand. Sam says those cruise ships are so dangerous because they can get stranded on a sandbar. Then you're at the mercy of the sea. You'd have to be close to you'd have to be close to shore to hit a sandbar, and they have radar. They pretty much know where the sandbars are. There's like, was Elvis with him? Nothing freaks me out more than submarine movies with this stuck on the bottom with no power. That would creep me out more than anything. Yeah, I don't think I can do a submarine. I don't think I could. Yes, Sam, what a crappy way to die. No kidding. I couldn't do a submarine. Mm-mm. I couldn't. I'm not afraid of too much, but I've been on one that was actually on land. And those quarters are small. That's the worst. Do you know when Pearl Harbor people were stuck in those boats for up to 2 weeks? Yeah. But I'm telling you, there is so much we don't know. And, in addition to what Sarah named off that has not been explored, which if if the if they if they don't stop cutting down the damn trees in the Amazon, there's not going to be an Amazon, and we need the rainforests. This world needs them, and they keep cutting them down. That pisses me off. But there's parts of the United States that have not been explored. There's parts in the Pacific Northwest that no one's been to. No one. They don't know what's in the woods. They don't know what's there. It's not been explored. Um, they were banging. They were banging with tools to let the people outside know they were alive, but there was nothing they could do because the ship turned over. Damn. Dale says I played a video game about 30 years ago called a codename Iceman, and you had to about dive this submarine, come to periscope death. This was before the internet only had Prodigy, and I spent $60 calling the hint line. Amazon is burning down. Dale said my husband was pissed. Dale B said Bigfoot. Sarah said I agree, and also parts of Appalachia. Exactly. There are parts of Appalachia. You guys, I can tell you right now, there are parts, even in West Virginia, you're not going to get to. You're not. I've tried some of them just around where my grandma lived, and I was there 2 years. Mm-mm. And it's bad enough you got hollers that you can't even get into because the drive to those hollers is literally a riverbed, and when it rains, you're not getting up there. You know. Dale says I hear deliverance. I believe there was a Bigfoot probably died out. There was a Bigfoot probably died out in the 70s. I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, but there's an I don't know if you guys know this. Um, there's another creature that they found footprints of that they can't explain at all, and that is Momo, the Missouri Monster. Um, they have a footprint of it, and it's really, really weird footprint. And Momo was only supposedly only terrorized this town for God, I think it was just a few months, and then nobody's seen it after that. But they interviewed everybody that was there, from cops to regular people, and especially this one family. They were telling the story, and it pretty much terrorized this one family. It never hurt them, um, but terrorized them, and then it was gone. And they said, "You can't tell me. You can't tell me he doesn't exist." You know. Um, Bigfoot video from the 60s that looks really real. Well, they interviewed the dude, one of the two dudes that took that, and he's like, "Yeah, I live in North Georgia mountains, and yes, there are places impossible to get to. I truly believe it." Dale says, "Poor Ned Beatty will always be remembered for squeal like a pig." I know. Sarah said, "Yep, Momo. I remember my parents talking about it and heard about it when I lived in the region." Sarah said, "Never heard of that." Sam says, "Hey Dale, go Google a picture of the Banjo Boy real quick from Deliverance." Sarah said, "Early 70s, lots of credible witnesses. They said you smelled it before you saw it." And you know what's funny is that they say the same thing about Bigfoot, but the footprint they have is nothing like Bigfoot footprints. Yep, he's all growed up and haired over. Joe Biden looks exactly like Banjo Boy from Deliverance. Go look. Oh my God, Momo, Missouri Monster. Um, right, Sam. But yeah, Momo. They Sarah, didn't they make, or maybe somebody else knows? Um, didn't they do an interview? Um, like some crew went in there and did like a 1 hour showed a 1 hour program where they went in and interviewed everybody that was there. You guys can probably find it on YouTube, um, if there is anything. But the Missouri Monster, it's eerily creepy like Bigfoot, but the footprint that they have, the one that I saw, um, the Mothman too, said Lee. I don't know about Mothman, but I don't know. Mothman is creepy. Yeah. Sarah says, "I remember seeing a documentary at a local theater about Bigfoot, etc. When I was a kid. Most of the other people there were queens like me and my brother." Um, to me, it just sounds like Bigfoot, but the footprint that they have, it's. I had to look it up, see if they have a actual thing that says Momo's footprint is really weird looking. So of course we gave it the MST3K treatment and yelled right guard and arid whenever witnesses talked about how they smelled. something Creek. I don't remember the title. Um, but yeah, it's the Missouri Monster is me like a Bigfoot. Um, except for that footprint. That's the only thing. I'm like, what the hell is that? So, but there were the witnesses for the Momo um is they are so credible, for real credible, and it's not like it lasted long. I think it was just a matter of a couple months, and then it was gone. But it's made a lasting impression. Um, so the rake is what people are seeing now, especially in caves and old mines. Now I've heard um, Foggy Creek, or I don't know. I don't know. But the rake. Okay, now I've heard about the rake, but I don't know about the rake. What is supposedly the rake? I've heard about it. I just don't know about it. I think it's a cryptid. Well, honestly, I would assume that, but what kind? Like a skinwalker? Okay. I'm gonna have to do a show on skinwalkers. What's the difference between a skinwalker and dogman and a wendigo and all that? Um, I think there's several types. I think if this stuff is 100% real, I really think that these several types of cryptids and stuff that people are seeing, I really believe some of them are the same thing. It's just given different names. So I'm gonna have to check into what the rake is and stuff. I have personally seen shadow people. Really interesting. Slender Man is creepy too. Yeah, but I don't think Slender Man is real. I really don't. Lee, I love paranormal stuff. So do I. I just sick and tired of talking about ghosts. I've been pinned down by shadow people. Hmm. I think shadow people are evil. I think so too. But can you tell us about what you saw, Leave? It went evil. And it says it's when your body is paralyzed. His dark figures walk in your room. Lee said, "I have to, Sam." Sleep paralysis, kind of like, asks Dale. I've never experienced anything like that, so it's when you're awake and dreaming at the same time and you're paralyzed. I was pinned down in bed by a shadow man with a big hat and a cloak. Wow. A lot of people relate that to alien abduction. Sam says, and when you're paralyzed, these figures stand next to you. Sarah says, I haven't experienced it either. Yeah, I haven't. Dale says it's freaky. Yeah, it is. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, before I forget, gotta put the feet. It's best when you do it when you get out of the shower. You're paralyzed because that's your body's way of making sure you don't get hurt in your sleep. I tell you what, this cream is working nicely. Um, Makes sense. Sam says, then when you're paralyzed, these creepy guys what has come in. Hmm. So it's like you're dreaming and awake. I know one thing. I don't want to experience anything like that. Gail says, what cream? My feet are so dry. Um, do you see a podiatrist? Dale, if you go to a podiatrist, and Sarah will know what this is. This stuff is great. What? Ammonium lactate, 12%. It's for diabetics. And I can tell a difference. No, I don't, but I should. Yeah, you need to. I started seeing one, and I'm glad I did. But I need some of that. Yeah, you do. Stuff's fantastic. And mine were really, really bad. Sam says Art Bell has a show on Shadow People. Fall asleep to that. It will scare you. Shadow People, I did that a couple years ago. I mixed it in with a couple of others. Um, Now I have seen mine are really, really bad. I'm embarrassed to go. Dale's, mine were really, really bad. You should have seen my toenails. Um, they see worse, trust me, and they're used to diabetic feet. You need to go. And you have the red, white, and blue. The ammonium salt of um, lactic acid and safe for diabetics to use. It's for dry skin. Yeah, and it is fantastic. Hannah Stout, hello. I get back to sleep. I get back sleep paralysis really bad too. I was held down by a goat man after someone put a spell on me last year. Are you serious? And you can get it over the counter. Oh, you can get it over the counter? I've never seen it. I had to get a prescription. Yep. Oh, good to know, Sarah. This is Am Lactic is the best known brand. Dale says, I have a corn that is crushing me. Pain right on the right side of my big toe. Right under my big toe. You need to go to a podiatrist, Dale. You need to go. Best thing I ever did. because I was lotioning my feet every night with Curel, and it wasn't working. Maybe they wrote you a prescription so your insurance would pay for it. Yeah, yeah. Starting next month though, I gotta start paying again till I hit my whatchamacallit, which usually isn't until June, so yes, 100%. The first time I had sleep paralysis, it was a haggy looking dead woman choking me. Oh my god. Oh my god. They call sleep paralysis old hag syndrome, so it makes sense. Um, Dale says until you meet your deductible, yeah. Yeah. So the first part of the year, I pay out the ass for my meds. Second part, um, I get a little reprieve. But yeah, get it, and then see a podiatrist about your corn. But yeah, get it. Best thing. Um, Anna, after Les's show, go to YouTube and listen to Art Bell on Shadow People. I like listening to Art Bell. I remember being a kid and we'd go down to West Virginia and my dad would put it on Am Jam and we listened to Art Bell. He was great. I don't like the guy that took over. He's a cocky little bastard. Well, anyway, yeah, that's interesting about the goat man. I can't. Well, yeah, I guess I could. I can't believe somebody would put a spell like that on someone. He died a few years ago, and someone um else took over his show. Yeah, I forget the guy's name. I'm looking right at him. He has dark hair, dark mustache. He's a cocky little shit. My sleep paralysis was a solid black man, very tall, with a hat. Pure fear. Damn. Shadow People is probably Art Bell's most listened to episode. Snickerdoodle, I like listening to Art Bell. So did I, but wow. I don't know how you guys survived it. I would not, that would freak me out the rest of my life, really. Mine was a dark guy with a hat, the Sam. That would totally freak me out. Um, wow. I don't know how you would survive something like that. Now, I can handle, I'm searching for Bigfoot, and if I ever saw Bigfoot, I would probably piss my pants and pass out before I even got a picture of it. But it wouldn't affect me. It'd be like, okay, you can't tell me one doesn't exist, and this is awesome. But for something like the Goat Man and Shadow People and stuff, Sam says happened one time with me. I was trying to scream, nothing came out my mouth. Lee says the Hat Man is a common Shadow Man. I don't know how you guys survived it and remained sane. Really. I mean, did they do anything physically to hurt you other than Hannah, who um was being choked? How did you get away, Hannah? How did they stop and how did you get away? Um, it's pretty common, says Sam. I don't know anyone around here who has seen one. Now, Bigfoot's a different story, but I don't know anyone around here who has seen. Ooh, oh my God, that's my actual skin. That feels so. That stuff's amazing. They just stop after a few minutes. So they just surround your bed. They just stop after a few minutes. And obviously, you guys can't say anything, so it's nothing. Annis is finally able to hear. Yay, Anna! Awesome. And says, it still upsets me if I think about it too much. I cry. It was horrible. I have a hard time sleeping, interesting enough. I kicked the hag off me when she was in bed for 30 seconds and disappeared. Seems to stare at you till you can move again. So do you think they make you paralyzed, or is this paralyzed thing happens when you're in that dream state and then they come? So do you think they cause it, or it's just something that they come afterwards? Most fear I ever had by far lasted 50 seconds. And it says, sounds scary what you're all talking about. I'm just fascinated. For real. It says, no, you're paralyzed because your body does that automatically in your sleep to protect you. It says, I was wide awake, just couldn't move, says Lee. It feels like you're wide awake, but you can't do anything. What were you thinking? Were you able to think anything, or you're just paralyzed with fear looking at these things? This woman had the most evil, sad eyes and pointy teeth. She looked like that mother in the beginning of the Twilight Zone movie. Dan Aykroyd turned into. So I get triggered by that movie now, and it's so scary. And so the worst is not being able to yell. You're like, what the hell are these people doing around my bed? Jeez. Bad. I don't know how you guys survived it and are able to be sane. Really, I couldn't. There are many old paintings of them attacking people in their sleep. Now, I know that I have seen online on YouTube shadow people, that people have taken videos of these people walking the street, the shadow people. And I'm wondering if that's even real. You know? Hannah says, I was horrified and fascinated by this creature. Where did it come from? Why is it doing this to me? Sam said, no, it actually happens to Like 70% of all people. Hmm. Hannah, how did you know somebody wished that on you? Well, well, I've never had that. That's for sure. I move too much. Well, I've heard of sleep paralysis, but sorry, I wanted to get that on there while my feet were still soft. Um, wow. I didn't know you can call a goat man to go and attack someone else. I'm surprised that hasn't been done to me 15 times. You're dreaming these people, but you're awake too, but your body won't move. Never had that. Mm-mm-mm. They told me they were going to do witchcraft and send demons to my house, then it happened the same night. Oh my god. Lee says shadow people move really weird, like they skip from one place to another. Oh, that's good to know. So those videos that I saw, that I have seen on YouTube, so they were pretty much fake because they looked like they were just walking the streets. So happens one time in most cases, says Sam. Interesting. I love the directions my live stream takes. We went from all my therapies that I had this week and will continue to have to space to now paranormal. I love my live streams. Hmm. Wow. See, now I've read up on some of this stuff and I know about them. Um but some stuff I've just never dug into to to be that super informed on them. Um, I know that I, I how do I want to put it? I don't believe all that is out there. I really don't. Um, I don't. But some stuff you just can't explain away. Sam says, "How old were you guys?" Sam says, 15 years old. Well, Hannah's her experience was last year, and Lee, I have no idea. She hasn't said how old she was. And so, and so unfortunately, my parents do exorcisms, so I've seen freaky stuff all my life. Man, I do not even want to talk about exorcism. Mm-mm. I never forgot that. Never will, says Sam. Did you guys tell anyone? Like your parents or girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife? Hannah said, my first experience with sleep paralysis was at 17. Damn. So, let me ask you guys this. Does anyone in here believe that the Mothman exists? Sam said, yeah, I woke up banging on everyone's door, screaming at them, saying, why didn't you help me? Did you hear me screaming? What's wrong with you guys? And no one believed you, did they? Then there's like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. But I tell you what, um, when that bridge fell, um, my mom's family at the time, was only like 25 minutes from there. And they knew all about it. And, mom swears up and down he exists. No, they knew it was sleep paralysis. Yeah, but did they believe about the shadow people? So I don't know if the Mothman, although people say that they've seen him or it, Snicker's like, not sure, honestly. Yeah. Ouch. See, I don't know about the Mothman. Ugh. It's just creepy. It's one of those things you hate to say all those people are wrong because they are so convinced. Is that same as the movie The Fly? There's actually a movie called The Mothman. Sam says they explained those people were a dream. I was paralyzed because I was still sleeping. Hannah says, yes, the Mothman is real. He causes a lot of trouble and is the reason that bridge collapsed. See, now they're saying that he's not a harbinger of evil or bad things. He warns people. And so it's a 50-50 thing. Did he cause it? Or did he know it was going to happen? And that bridge isn't the only sighting that they've had, supposedly, in the world. It just knows things. But, you know, like I said, I hate to say all those people wrong because they truly believe what they saw. Truly, truly, truly. Sleep paralysis has been documented since the early 1800s. Well, I know I've heard of sleep paralysis. I didn't know what it all consisted of, but I know I've heard of it. I have a few Mothman stories that are real and documented too. Much to type, too much to type out. I would love to tell you the stories. I would love to hear them, Hannah. Are we friends on Facebook? I'm thinking about doing some live streams on Facebook. I really am. I would love to hear the stories. If my cell phone was charged, I'd have you call my cell phone. I really would, because I would love to hear it. But I don't know about the Mothman. But you know, if you know, I would love to hear him for real. Um, that silly movie made it out to be that he warns people of danger, but there's never any of that. He seems to always be around when terrible things happen. See, that's what I'm saying. Um, there have been more than just the bridge collapsing. Academics, gamer, hello. Um, there have been several all over the world. Um, I want to go to a Mothman festival. I would love to go down there and just go to that little museum they have, and then eat at the diner. Hey Liz, y'all got me on full alert tonight. Why, honey? Hannah said there was a family who was attacked by him in the 1950s, and all of them died except the daughter, and she swears that this Mothman killed them in a car wreck. See, that's what I'm saying. Is he the one that causes it? Because he is only around when tragedy happens. But does he warn them? You know, meet that guy with the long blonde hair who was the Mothman expert for the town. Hell yeah. You can add me on Facebook. Well, what's your name on Facebook? Mine is my real name, Leslie Kane. You know, he warns you supposedly, but some say he doesn't warn. He just does, because he's always around when tragedy happens. So I definitely don't think he's a good guy. I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's a good guy. I really don't. My name is Howling Hannah Avocado. Okay. Alrighty. The only thing I didn't like about Mothman Prophecies was no mention of that guy Cole Ingrid. Really. Now, I do know that at the same time that the Mothman was in West Virginia, um, at the bridge area. At that same time he was there, there was supposedly, um, I forget how many miles away, that um, the men in black were investigating this other guy at the same time this stuff was happening, who kept getting abducted, and um, they found him to be credible. The people did. At first, they thought he was nuts, but there was alien ships going on, UFOs, and one would land in his yard, and he would talk to them for years after that, and they were there trying to catch the guy, and the guy kept at the same time. I just found that interesting. Um, that was Cole in a spaceship. So that was his name. See, I don't remember names very well anymore. Um, so you know what I'm talking about, Sam. He ended up moving, because it was just too much, and ended up getting divorced. The man with the smiling face, cold, talking to the alien. Yeah, he ended up divorced. He ended up losing his job. He ended up moving. Um, me either on the names. Um, yeah, he his I think was much more interesting than the Mothman. But I just found it interesting that this was going on at the same time the Mothman appeared. So it just makes you wonder. Everything just makes you wonder, you know. The alien kept coming back and supposedly sent flowers at his funeral. Yeah, that he talked to them for years. And he ended up um pretty much he drove around in a pickup truck and it says I talk to God. I talk to God all the time. Right, yeah, Sam said same exact time. Yeah. And it says God is good. Yes, God is good. So yeah, it's just interesting. When you go and you try to find out and try to investigate some shit and then you find other stuff that's going on that's just say, wait a minute, makes you step back a second. Um he became the town nut job. Yeah, that's why he moved. He ended up moving away. I think he went back once when he was older. When he was old. I think he went back once. Um, but it was just interesting. So is the Mothman, is he an alien? You know? Who knows? Gamer left. I think we scared him. The cool stuff was left out of the Mothman prophecies. Well, maybe it's because he was like, 25 miles away, and they don't want the alien stuff to come through. They really don't. Oh, there you are. Okay. Gamer's still here. We still got him. This is fascinating. It's fascinating to me, really. But I'll be honest with you. I don't know about you guys. I don't know how you survived your dealings with the paranormal, but me personally, I'd shit my pants. Definitely scared though. Don't be scared. But I would. I'd crap my pants quicker, and I'd be the first one to admit it. I sold myself, and I went, got in my car, sat in that crap until I got home. I wouldn't even take a shower. I wouldn't. I'd just take a bunch of baby wipes, clean it up. I'd be like, I ain't going in the bathroom with that door shut. Oh, no. No, I ain't gonna get caught. Not like this. That's just some crazy stuff right there. Um, for real. But another thing that I find super interesting. I would love to buy the Amityville house. It's worth 2.7 million. Probably get it for 900,000. Yeah, the owners don't have it up for sale. They've never experienced. The new owners have never experienced anything there at all. Not one thing. Dale said, "Yep, I'm a big chicken too." Dale B said the current residents say they have had no paranormal experience. I think, yeah, you're right. They say everything's fine. But I do want to say this, you guys. Gamer said, I got some really scary stories from my college days in upstate New York. Um, those homes and schools are super old and very haunted, especially the graveyards. Ooh, Dale says, I don't know. Maybe it was all a hoax. I know the Warrens were involved. If you ask me, the Warrens were hoaxes, really. Um, Anna says, sound back. Don't know why having problems. I don't know either, sweetie. But you guys, I do want to tell you something interesting. Now, when I was while doing my studies and stuff, um, you guys, you've heard of Devil's Mountain, and if you've ever watched the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, um, you have seen Devil's Mountain. Um, that actually, that mountain really does exist, and it's called Devil's Mountain. The thing I find interesting is he did this movie, Close Encounter of the Third Kind, and were the Warrens the Catholic Christian people? Yeah, blame it on Alabama. Sarah says, in Wyoming? Yes, in Wyoming. No, I've not heard of Devil's Mountain. Sam says, Close Encounters was the best. Says, oh, is that the one where they were making out of mashed potatoes? Yes, that's the one. Richard Dreyfuss. And he felt drawn to that mountain. Sarah says, it's the remnant of a volcano in Wyoming. It's just sort of a big column rising out of the ground. Yes. But this is what's interesting about it. Steven Spielberg did that movie where these people were drawn there and they had contact with alien at the end with the aliens, and they did the music thing and made it all blah 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 blah. What I found out was at Devil's Mountain there really was a secret, I don't know what you call mission or the secret happenings that did happen at Devil's Mountain. And it did involve trying, whether they did or not, I don't know, to contact alien life forms. But something drew the government there. And it was supposed to be a covert thing. And then, of course, you know, there are people who can't keep their mouth shut. So what's interesting to me is they did this movie at Devil's Mountain, and yet something really did go on there. Exactly what was not said, but there was something covert that did go on there. And that's what I found extremely interesting. PJ Gone, hello. Good early morning, Les. Just listening. Hello, chat. Take care. You have a good day, PJ. Thank you for coming in, letting us know you're here. Snickertoad, Devil's Tower. I read that could have been an ancient tree found roots underneath it. Hey, hi PJ, hi Susanna. I don't know about that. I've never heard that it was an ancient tree. I just thought it was an inactive volcano or something. You guys ever heard of that guy, Kenny B, who was YouTuber who got lost in a cave he said vibrated? Nope. Don't you guys see how interesting that is, where they made a movie and yet something really did happen at Devil's Mountain? First of all, I want to know who wrote that screenplay. Secondly, I want to know what Steven Spielberg knows. It's viral. It's called the Kenny V Cave. No, I haven't. I'm gonna have to check it out. Some of these caves I do not want to go into. I would not. Hello, everyone. Sorry I didn't mean to interrupt. Just saying hi. You're not interrupting. Not at all. We're just here doing what we do every night. Just having a discussion. Talking. Well, anyway, I found that extremely interesting. Um, Sam says it will creep you out. I like being creeped out. That's why I like to listen to scary stories and sometimes. I go through periods where I'll do listen to this intensely and then I'll switch subjects and listen to that. Right now, my interest has been, believe it or not, game shows from the 70s when I was a kid. So I've been watching them. Never heard of that. Yeah, caves are scary, says Dale. Now, when I was younger and stupid and we would go camping and things, I would go into caves, but I wouldn't go deep into them because I'd afraid to get lost or whatever. But me and not so much my sister's a wuss, but there was other families, like 4 or 5 families. We all went camping together a lot and stuff. So me and the boys and maybe some of their sisters would go and we would just explore and but ours was like innocent, like, oh, Indians used to live here or whatever. um so but nothing like some of the caves. I never went to a cave like I've seen in pictures and stuff. And definitely wouldn't go splunking in one. I watched a YouTuber who went to that forest in Japan, Suicide Forest. Yeah, I investigated that and I was so upset. Which Paul was it? Was it Jake or Logan that went? The first horror movie I saw was Stepfather. Ooh, I remember that. Um, Sam says Kenny V MK Cave. Um, Brain Scratch does the best story on Kenny V. That place is creepy, says Dale. Anna says, freak me out. Snicker says, wasn't there soldiers that went into the cave and they got killed by something? I have no idea. Sam says, he's been missing since 2015. Suicide Forest is creepy as hell. I didn't think you were allowed to go in there, but apparently you are. And there's a reason why they call it Suicide Forest. Jake Paul, I think. That was another dude who went to do a live stream on Halloween, but when he was there, he ran into a body and had to call the law. It was sad. He did not show her. Logan, maybe now that I think about it, well, I know it was one of the Pauls, and that dude should have had his thing taken down. Totally disrespectful. Imagine walking through at night. I wouldn't go. I really wouldn't. Dale says I need to Google it. I know one thing. There are Suicide Forest. There is a reason why people go there to hang themselves, and there's several reasons that has been given. And one of the several reasons um, is not a good one. None of them are good reasons. To feel that bad and just go there to know what you're about to do. Yeah. But another one says, "Yep, that was disrespectful." Sam said Jake Paul poked it with a stick. Um, Dale says Japanese culture. Diddy Sam, that was awful. Yeah. And laughed and was laughing and stuff. Totally disrespectful. He should have had his channel taken down a long time ago. Um, yeah, he almost got canceled. He should have been arrested. Surprised the Japanese. Anna says went to grave site in New Orleans that night. Wouldn't get out. Stayed in car. There is only one grave site I want to see in New Orleans, and that is it's one. I forget the name. It'll come to me, of a voodoo priestess, a very powerful voodoo priestess. And yeah, that would be the only um, gravesite I would want to see. Sam said Jake Paul is fighting Floyd Mayweather for 30 million in a couple months. That boy's going to be knocked out in 30 seconds. For real. Yep, Marie Laveau. If I was ever in New Orleans, and I've seen it on TV. Somebody's been there, and they recorded it, and it was on TV. And God, those man, they just don't give you no room to walk in between all that stuff. Wow. This one was at University of New Orleans. Creepy, says Anna. Sam Rockwell says whooped on. I cannot believe Jake Paul is fighting Floyd Mayweather. Are you serious? But I guess Jake and Logan both need something to expel their energy. They seriously do. Anna says hers was in 1992 when she went and wouldn't get out of the car. Dale said, I went to New Orleans once. I did not care for it. I did not feel safe there. Nobody feels safe there. Are you serious? But I would go there for Mardi Gras. I really would. I would go there for Mardi Gras, but shit. In order to go there, I know a couple people that go every year. You gotta book your hotel like a year in advance. Yep, he will get his rocks knocked off by Floyd. Hell yeah. Not a big drinker, so we did not party. Jake is actually a professional. He needs to be. But I don't think he's good enough to fight Floyd Mayweather. I've seen a couple other fights he's been in. But maybe I just saw some bad fights. I don't know. Dale, you don't have to party down there in New Orleans. There are plenty of things to see in New Orleans and just outside that are creepy as shit. Floyd is 45, Jake is 27, and 6'2". I still wouldn't fight Floyd. Dale said that picture that I used on my channel, that is black and white, was made there on Bourbon Street at about 2 a.m. Really? Anna says, love New Orleans. It is fun. Lost my friends one time. Not fun. PJ said, sorry I went to the restroom. Logan went to the Suicide Forest. Jake and Logan are both boxing, from what I gathered. I'm embarrassed to say they're from high. Their arrogance makes me furious. Floyd is 5'7", 140 pounds. So, and I agree with you, PJ. I agree with you. Yes, yep, it was our 25th anniversary, and we had an old timey picture made. Best picture ever made of me. I told the lady, and she said that people just had not been shooting me right. That could very well be, of course. I never take good pictures. I am not photogenic in one way, in any way, shape, or form. So, Anna says, nope, love to eat in New Orleans. The French pastry is amazing. I bet they are. But there's plenty of creepy places to go to in New Orleans. Um, but you know, if you don't feel safe, you don't feel safe. Um, New Orleans is probably the most dangerous state to live in, says Sam. Gamer said, yes, you are. Oh, well, thank you, but I don't think so. Dale says, right, Shady, that was the best part. Do they have eclairs? I love eclairs. I really would love to have an eclair, for real. Before my home health nurse gets really pissy with my diet. That's going to be the bad part. It was a bad time. Hubs and I had been separated, just got back together, and I was having neck surgery 3 days later in so much pain. Plus, I got my ladies' days right in the big middle of it. Oh my god. I was in so much pain. No position was comfortable, and I was on a lot of Norco. Ouch. Oh. I'm glad it's not just me. Hopefully, they contribute to society more than I realize. Always wanted to change my way of thinking about death by going to one of the festive funerals in New Orleans. I want my funeral to be festive. I already told everybody I want a party. My mom wants all this stuff to be somber and this and that and blah blah blah, and I was like, Mom, it's up to Fran, not you. And then Fran tells me she's gonna do the same thing, so I'm like, well, hell. Ian, can you give me the funeral I want? Um, Anna says, I'll be your walking tour fun, New Orleans, especially jazz club, um, Tipatina. Dale says, maybe that is why I did not enjoy myself as much as I should have. That could very well do it. Could very well do it. Do you know, speaking of creepy stuff, that, alright, I don't know how real this is. Has anybody been to, what's the one in Florida? Disney World? Or Disneyland? ALB says yes. They really do funerals up up there in New Orleans. Oh yeah, they do. Gamer says those funerals are festive but creepy at the same time. Some of the songs are very sad with weird lyrics, and then some of the music is upbeat. PJ says, Dale, sorry to hear that. I have a spinal cord injury that cannot be fixed. Les knows. Yep. Wish I could take the misery from you. Sucks. Yep. Dale says 20 years later and we are still together. Awesome. Anna said, yep. Also Art Museum is the best in New Orleans. PJ said World in Florida, I think. Land in Cali. Okay. Disney World when I was 9. Yes, it does, PJ. I have had 2 surgeries. The last was a fusion, but I need another one. Refuse to have it done. Yeah. Oof. Oof. Well, anyway, this is what I found interesting, and I don't know how true it is, but I believe it was Disney World in Florida that part of Disney World. I could be wrong. Could be Disneyland in California, but Disney World in Florida. Part of it is actually sectioned off, and people can't go there. There's areas of it where people can't go. I hope things get better, Connie. Yeah. So apparently, in these areas where people can't go, Disney has, how do I want to put it? Disney has, within these sections that people can't go, they have laboratories there. And they're not all occupied all the time. But apparently, this one guy and his friend went, and they snuck in there at night, and they supposedly went to one of these labs, and they saw these animals that they can't explain, and they ended up taking off running out of there, and the one guy got out, but the other guy was attacked, and so that's how the other guy got out. And of course, never found the body, and he had to report him missing. And because he couldn't say, because he could have been prosecuted himself, but I forget why he didn't tell what went on, but he said he couldn't believe what he saw. And I don't know how much, has anybody heard that? Like under construction areas? No, they were just positioned off that nobody can go there. Wow, I have not heard that story. Need to look that up. Now, whether, because Disney is iffy anyway, because Walt was into a lot of shit, and so Disney is into a lot of shit, weird things. So you just don't know. You can ask my dad. He lives in Tampa. Dale says, I know they have an exclusive restaurant that you have to be a member to go inside, like 5,000 per person membership. People like Elton John and stars are members. Gamer said, no, but I think they do studies on people and their endorphins and happiness. Probably. Because, you know, they have those scent machines everywhere. And I'm like, why? But, you know, who knows? In those scent machines. But, like I said, Disney's into a lot of shady shit. And it just makes me wonder, for real. Um, you know, I heard that and I was like, wait a minute. I don't know. Because like I said, I know Disney's into a lot of different things. So he might know because he taught at university in Orlando. Um, yeah, I don't think this is something that's going to be out and about in public or whatever. But you know, people telling stories from Disney. And that's where I was listening. I was listening to these people who worked at Disney and stuff, and I just came across that one, and he was telling his story. I was like, damn. What is a douche canoe? I'm dead serious. I have no idea. Never heard that. I can only imagine. And it says, my dad is an attorney, retired. He knows stuff. I got called a douche canoe. I don't know if that is good or bad. Well, I wouldn't think it was good. So, I don't know. It's bad. It's like, douche plus. Damn. Hmm. Well, you guys, it's that time. I gotta go. I gotta bag up um my incense. It's all dry. So I've got like 900 sticks to bag up. Unless you want to sit here and talk and watch me bag up some incense, then I can stay. I don't understand why calling someone a shower is an insult, but anyway. Yeah, people don't realize douche means, it really does mean shower. Connie, sorry, I forget that you. Seems like I heard about this type of situation before. It sounds familiar. Douche canoe is the same as calling someone yeah. Sorry, Sam. Dale said I may be about to lose internet. People's run Google is running extremely slow. Sarah said signing off. Have a good night and talk to you later, everyone. An eggplant. Good night, Les. Good night. Sure, we will watch. Oh, good night. Well, I can stay if you guys don't mind me bagging while I'm talking. Um, hell, I'll watch you bag incense. Want to know about Brady since he arrived in Florida? Asked my dad. Night, everyone. Take care. You don't have to go. I just didn't think anybody would watch me bag my incense. So if you don't mind watching, just give me 3 seconds because I got a bag. So bag away. I need some incense. All right. So let me just do that. Got me some more masks. All right, that's all right. I need the marker. I need to get some bags. bag. Box. Oh. Losing my balance. Woo. Alright. Box. Air. Incense. Tables. Got this. Alrighty, I'm back. White picket fence. Hello. Liz's voice has been my ASMR for years. Liz is gathering her stuff to bag incense while she talks to us. Yup. It is called Disney Club 33. White picket fence. Hey, Snicker. Here. I'm right here. I think I'm gonna do some labels first. So, anywho. Alrighty. And I need my glasses. I was wrong. It is 25 grand to sign up and 10 to 15,000 a year to belong. Jeezy cow. It better be the best food I ever put in my mouth for that price. I wouldn't pay that. Not for a Disney thing. For real. Do you sell it, Les? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I sell it. I'm going to be selling it online here soon. We just got to come up with you saying we? I got to come up with pricing and to mail it minimum, because to mail one bag of incense that's some 15 sticks for $2, to mail one, I would be losing money actually. So what flavor are you putting up tonight? Bulgari, which smells really good apparently. Cinnamon, which smells really good. And cannabis, which really smells like weed. I used to put it in bottles back when I worked at a new age shop in Columbus. I see. Yeah, people have taken the sticks and used them as car fresheners and stuff. My shit lasts a long time. I do make good incense. I really do. I can't see why someone would want their place to smell like weed. Me neither, but they love it. It's our best seller. That's one that I just made. These are my first batches of these scents, and when I sold cannabis before, I couldn't keep it in, and then the place I bought it from, bought the scent from, they stopped carrying it, and yeah, I couldn't keep it in. It was our best seller. Smell-O-Vision. But I can tell you this. And this is one of my selling points. I said, look, you smoke weed in your car, you get pulled over, hand them the incense. Dead serious. Do you ever make cones or just sticks? No, I'm going to be making cones because I'm going to start having a whole meditation line, and I already have some Buddhas and stuff where you put the cone on and it'll suck it in and it like goes down. Um, so um, I am going to be making cones. We're just now starting out and doing like I did last time, starting out with the sticks, and then I branched off into cones and also their happy horse crap, and then it got to the point where I was doing incense 24 hours. We were just that busy, so I'm hoping to do that again, actually. But I'm gonna make up some labels. So I gotta pretty much, because these are clear, and so I got that one. And I don't write the best. I might just say screw it. Let Fran. I'm gonna say screw it. Let her make up the labels. I'll just keep them separated. I can't write. Looks like it does. Ugh. Oh, that is fabulous. Thank you. Now do you take punks like they sell with firecrackers and dip them? Yeah. I make the mixture myself and then I dip them. But the punk sticks aren't like they used to be. They're not as messy. It used to be um when I would get the punk sticks, there would be punk dust everywhere. These ones are not like that at all. At all. So, and then I buy these bags, and I buy them, 1,000 at a time for right now. And then, all of my incense and everything, they're all done by hand. I don't use the machine for nothing. Nothing. Would it help if you invested in one of your own postage machine things? I've seen them advertised, but I don't know. Um, I can. Um, when it will be feasible for me to do that. I would rather do that. Um, but right now it's not feasible for me to get the machine because I'm not really mailing anything out yet. I have to order in the incense. There's specific things that you mail incense in, so I have to get all that in first, and then when it becomes feasible for me to get the machine, because I've already got the scale. You need the scale, which I've already got, and um, then we've already looked into the postage machine. So I just saw a new printer advertised that prints on fabric. Ooh. PJ says, okay, makes sense. Yeah, because I got to figure out. I'll have a website for it, which I already have a website. Just got to remember what the hell it is. because I had to change the name, but I'll have it on a website. So, or I might start another one. Um, so I just gotta figure out pricing, and because I don't I'm not one of those that I make money on postage. Even when I was doing the surprise boxes and stuff, um, I it I only charge exactly what it costs. I don't say, oh well, you order this much, it's going to cost $10 for shipping, and where it actually costs $8. I'm not going to do that. You make your own t-shirts, but it would have to be heavy duty in order to print out tons of shirts, though, I would imagine. I don't know. My friend does cricket. She loves it. Made me a Snoopy shirt. I don't know. I thought of making my own t-shirts and stuff. I don't know. Let me get started because we got the rubber gloves to do incense, and then whoop, and then I've been using it to put my lotion on my feet, so I wouldn't have to wash my hands. JD, I am so interested in that crick cut thing. I don't know how it works. Her Grinch ornaments were fabulous, says Anna. It's interesting how that works, though. It really does. It really is. I've seen it um in use one time, and I just don't have patience. I really don't. Come on. My hands might be too dry. There it goes. The 3D printers are cool, but they are so slow. Seems like. Well, yeah. Okay, here we go. Seven, 8. 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh crap. Come here. There. There it is. Alright. It is a machine, and she picks fonts. Yeah, that pre-cut thing. Money she spends that Michael is killing her. For an El Cheapo model, maybe the more expensive ones are faster. All 3D printers um are not going to be lickety split because of what they do. So all right, here we go. Oh. Bag. I love the idea of crafts, but I do horrible at them. Me too. My sister's good at that stuff. She's got an eye for that kind of thing, and she's good at it. My mom too. Me, never got it. Never got it. Now my hands don't work so well. All the stuff I did love to do, can't do anyway. See, I was under the impression that I could, like the 3D printer, or like 3D print me a house or something. Oh my god. Well, some fool made a gun, so. Lucky Grandma, hello. Me too, campaign, cause like to mix crazy colors, but can't draw. I can draw a little bit. Just a little bit. 2, 3. 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hey, hey, Lucky, says Dale. I can't draw either. Stick figures are about my jam. I can draw stick figures. I can't draw people, but I can draw a chipmunk, Mickey Mouse, stuff like that. Hi Lucky, you been gambling, says Anna. Dale says my daughter is into crafting now. She is into diamond painting or something like that. Yeah, I can't do that stuff. And my mom and my sister, they can arrange beautiful flower arrangements. Oh my god. And they just have an eye for that stuff. I never got it. I was more like my dad. I like to work with my hands, but never crafty. Like I can look and see in my head, like if I want to work with wood or did, I can see in my head what I wanted, and I would just go and do it. But I was never into crafts. I don't know. Would making incense be considered a craft? I don't know, Shady. Keeping to myself through COVID. Dale said she was dipping stuff in a paint. Man. She was caught dipping stuff into paint. You spray it on water and then dip stuff into it. He did some tennis shoes of hers that turned out real cute. I would think so, Les. Sarah said it could be. Well, I know one thing, not everybody can do it. Found that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Bless you. Had a bone in it. Nigger went, sure. Well, I know I'm going to have a whole meditation line. I'm going to have a whole horoscope line. And then I'll have a line of clones of perfumes like Bulgari. I've already got Bulgari and Black Love. So that's two. But those smell really, really good. I would say Black Love is number one and Bulgari is number two. What I want to try again is the tie dyeing. There's so many designs out there. Lucky Grandma says, "What are we making?" I am bagging up my incense. So, I'm sitting here just talking and bagging my incense. It has to be done. Horoscope, yay, can't spell. DLB Snake, the dying is fine. Did you win, Anna? Dale says I'm dying to play bingo, but I don't want to literally die from going to play bingo. Yep, haven't done it since I was like grade school. Hear you, Connie, but Alabama casino is safer than Walmart. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. Me and the physical therapist, he was a little condescending, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because we were talking 13, 14, 15. I don't know how we got on the subject, but we were talking about the vaccine. And I told him, I said, I don't know. He said, what, you're not going to take it? I don't know. He said, why not? Why aren't you going to take it? And I said, it's just too quick. They came out with it too quick. I said, I want to see how others react to it. And he looked at me and he said, well, he said, I don't know about you. I said, he said, you have your own ideas, but as soon as it comes out, I'm taking it. He said, I'm not going to fart around. And I'm sitting there thinking, if you grow gills, don't complain. Did you set him straight, Les? Oh, sweet. No, but friend win 2000 on Shark Week. My passion is photography. I love it. Oh God, so do I. That was one of my things I did. Did you set him straight, Les? I just told him. I was like, I thought to myself, if he grows gills, I don't want to hear him bitch. But I thought to myself, I told him, I said, look, I got too much going on with me. And I said, it really is too quick to come out something when it used to take a couple years. And I said, besides, I said, it's going to be another 6 months before somebody like me would take it or could even possibly take it. And Lucky Grandma says she would take it today. Anna says, same one that does the cricket. And Anna says, one at casino. Dale said, my daughter just got a new job working for a medical research place, and she was chosen to work on a brand new facility working with vaccine trials for Moderna on teens. Yeah, I just don't know how. I want to see how people react to it. You know, he's going to take it. Everybody I know, well, I know the occupational therapist is going to take it and stuff, but he was a little condescending. Talk to me like like I would be stupid not to. And I'm sitting there thinking, I want to talk to the people they tested it on. But the research on it is interesting. Oh wait, not every doctor in the FDA voted yes in passing it. Says White Picket Fence. Dale says, I guess she will be drawing blood, not quite sure exactly what she is going to be doing. White Picket Fence says, but the research on it is interesting. And it says, they say if you have severe allergies, not to take it. Leave me out. And then Sticker said, yes, it is too soon. Dale said, I would rather take the shot that you just have to take one shot instead of two. Sticker says, I'm allergic to a lot of stuff too. Same here. You know, so I don't think me waiting deserved him looking down like I was stupid. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15. So I'm like, dude, you don't know me. I'm being nice right now. Because I don't appreciate that in my home. And actually, I think he was the one that actually brought it up. So, and then looking at what kills me is that these people are in the medical field. And when I tell them I've quarantined myself, I don't go anywhere, this and that, and they're like, why? Are you serious? I've got every one of the high risk categories. That's the last thing I need. And then you ask me why. Really? Deaths are up, going up, cases are skyrocketing, and you're asking me why? Oof. Anna's allergic to flu, not pneumonia. Weird how bodies are. I'm not allergic to flu, pneumonia. I haven't been allergic to anything yet of that nature. Dale said, the one and only time I got a flu shot, I got a frozen shoulder in the arm. They gave me the shot in one of the most painful things I ever had. Really? I'm dingy, not stupid. There is a difference. Dingy, not stupid. There is a difference. White Pink says you do not take the flu one if you're allergic to eggs. I have taken both shots. Same here. I get the pneumonia. Get that like every so many years, and then you get your flu shot every year. Les, it is crazy here in Texas. Commercials for casinos open in Louisiana. Most places open, people running around willy-nilly like everything is fine. It is crazy. Gotta be kidding me. Well, I don't want to hear them bitching when they're sick. You know, they say that, these people who say with the corona, oh, there's, 90, it's surviving rate is 99 point some percent. Well, that may be true. But those that had COVID have major health problems since having COVID. And especially if they've had COVID really bad. Had a bad case of it, Some don't, some do. They have had major health problems with their lungs, their heart, their kidneys. If God, you should see what it's doing to toes now. And it's like, yeah, you get it and survive it. Yay, you're alive. But damn, what good is it if you're incapacitated the rest of your life? And they wonder why we have one of the highest levels of the virus here in Texas. White Pigman says, yeah, every 5 for me, and then every year for the flu. I think that's what it is for me too, Picket Fence. I'm thinking of getting The one for shingles. I never thought about that. Dale said, yes, our governor is Republican. Hate that it has been politicized, yeah. Anna says, casino are really clean in Alabama. They check temp and no buffet. Sit down, eating, every other table closed. Lucky Grandma says, something, something do it. Shingles are, oh, white do it. Shingles are painful. Picket fence says muscles and nerves. White picket fence, I thought about getting that shingle shot. White picket fence says my insurance will not pay for me to take the shingle shot until I'm 60. Well, give me 9 more days. Awesome. Dale says now I have had shingles. Does that mean that I won't get it again? Is Sarah here? She would know. I've not heard of people saying that they got it again after they've had it, but I don't know. Dale said, White Pig Fence, my birthday is today. So awesome. 2, 3. Seven, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think you can get it again, says Snicker. Happy B-Day in 9 days. Here it's 50. And it says, up north casino seems super crowded, says, yeah. I think you can get it again. Get the shingles vaccine if you haven't had it. I don't know if you can get it more than once. Happy birthday, Connie, says Anna. White Pig Fence says, you can get it twice, but it's very rare. And just think, I've had the chicken pox, so I'm like Connie, I'm highly susceptible to it. And then my nephews have never got chicken pox, although we tried to find people who had kids or find kids with chicken pox so we can expose them so they can get it over with when they were young. Couldn't find one. Not one. And here they're safe. Safer. Dale says I was lucky. I had rather light case, but it was still painful. My girls got chicken pox and I got shingles. That was 30 years ago. Sarah said my brother kept putting off getting the shots, and then my niece went to Indonesia as an exchange student and he broke out with it. Wow. I'm gonna ask my doctor about it. But you know, maybe my insurance may not cover me either, so you never know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. Lucky Grandma says I had shingles at 53 and the shots were at 60 back then. They moved it to 50 after that. Really? And it says something to look forward to shingles for real. No thanks. Lucky Grandma says shingles can give you nerve damage. Well, I don't need any more nerve damage, damn it. Yes, back in my day, that is what moms did. I remember having the measles in my hand, bringing my cousin over so she could get it, or it may have been vice versa. Excuse me. I may not be able to smell these things, but I get the effects. Ooh. Mm. Um, Now, measles is something of the past. There are still cases that pop up now and again. It was eradicated at one point, or just about, but the anti-vaxxers, things are coming back again, like measles. Mumps. Mumps was totally eradicated at one point. And because the anti-vaxxers, they're kids, you know? And what's funny is that these people who are anti-vaxxers got the vaccines themselves. So, Les, you don't have a sense of smell. My husband does not have a very good sense of smell either. Girl, I have none. Shingles are a form of the chickenpox. Yep. Anna says, why haven't you been able to taste or smell, Les? Dale says, mumps was painful. I remember that. My dad had shingles and my aunt. He said it was so extremely painful. Everybody I know that's had shingles says it's extremely painful. When I was 7, Anna, and this is God's honest truth. When I was 7, you know how you learn stuff in school and you're excited about it. Well, you went through the tooth thing. You know, make sure you're brushing your teeth and doing it right, and you can tell if you took these little red tablets. And my dad was getting mad because I was in the bathroom constantly brushing my teeth. And so I chewed on one of those red tablets to see, and I was proud of myself. So I went and showed my mom, and I was heading back to the bathroom. My dad was mad because I was brushing my teeth again, and he said I wasn't brushing my teeth right. And so he was mad at me. I remember being hit in the face, in my nose right here, with a wet washcloth. And the next thing I remember, mom's coming in the bathroom. Dad had me on his lap, sitting on the side of the tub, rocking me. And dad said she fell and got a bloody nose. And I haven't been able to smell since. So, and I don't taste a lot of the things I eat. Like if I got a ice cream, like a twist, one side vanilla, one side chocolate, there's no difference to me at all. None. And for me, like if I eat Neapolitan ice cream with the strawberry, the only thing I can tell good ones is that there's bits of strawberries. I don't like that. But the type that doesn't, no difference to me at all. Did he hit you on accident? No, he hit me on purpose. We're playing with the wash. No, he was mad because I was brushing my teeth again. Until I was 18, my dad beat my ass. And then the last time he hit me, I was 30 years old, and he realized then his little girl wasn't a little girl. So and that was the last time he raised his hand. That's why we never got along. We've gotten along. That's why I said this past 10 years since I've been diagnosed, this is the best we've ever gotten along, but we still can't spend more than 20 minutes together. So, and thank you everyone, but you know, I'm 52 now. I don't even think about it. But that's why I can't smell. The fuck, my parents never hit me. You know, I never minded the spankings. I can handle spankings. I don't even, like, my mom would spank me. I mean, I don't even think about them. My dad beat me. He kicked me, he threw me, punched me. Um, God, I can't tell you how many welts. He'd go in my room and just destroy it and say, clean it up. Um, oh God. But I survived it, so, you know. I just figured a lot of kids were beat, so. I did try to get help one time, and I was sent home from school because I was at school. And my counselor talked to my mom. My dad was on the road. But my dad was on the road, and my counselor talked to my mom. I was sent home from school. I was supposed to go live with my grandma. Mom was supposed to call my grandma and tell her what was going on, and my grandma, of course, would let me live with her. Grandma, kidding. So I was supposed to go live with my grandma and mom. So between me being at school and going home, I had my own car. I was saying goodbye to my classmates, and that's how I said sure. So I went home, talked it over with mom, and I said, "Mom, whatever you do not tell Dad until it's time for me to move." And she swore to me she wouldn't. I went to school, went back to school, finished out school, still saying goodbye to my friends. Telling them I'm going to be leaving and stuff. Go back home. My dad was home. He came off the road, and I caught holy hell when um, and that's when I learned never to trust my mother again. I love my mother dearly, 100%. I love her. I love her to death, but trust her. I told her, said, why I asked her when I got older, why did you never protect? Why didn't you ever protect me? And she said that she had nowhere to go, and I was like, you could we could easily move in with grandma. So my grandma had a huge house, and so we could move in with grandma. So then she said something else, and I just knew never to trust her again. I knew then she would never protect me. I knew. Mine did, but not overboard. My dad beat my ass once after I got drunk, and it was bad, but then he felt bad and was so nice next morning when I woke up hungover. We all have some messed up stuff in our past for sure. Exactly. Did he hit her or did he hit her or your sister? No, I was just punching back. Not meaning to get too personal. No, I was just punching back. I was. Did it? 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. I'll hate that for you. Oh, well, thank you. I mean, you know, I've never. This is stuff I've said before. I may not have gone into super detail, but I mean, um, and no, that's not the reason why I'm gay. I had somebody ask me one time, is that why you're gay? No. I knew way before. I've known all my life. So I was like 5. 4. I've known all my life I like the girl. So that's not the reason why I'm gay. So that myth is down the toilet. Like, you know I'm raising my granddaughter. We talk things out when there's a problem, and she is a good kid. See, that's just it. I got beat for my grades. Come to find out, I made good grades. um, God, my dad always called me dumb, stupid, everything else. And here, I had good grades the whole time. Um, I do think he's the reason why I started drinking, though, because I started drinking in high school. Uh, we spanked our girls, but I never could bring myself to spank them more than 3 or 4 licks, and it was wrong, and I wished I had never done that. I wish I only got 3 or 4 licks. My dad would just hold our hands, and I would run around in a circle, and he would just smack me until he just got tired. He kicked me in the ribs because we had glass end tables downstairs. It was wood, but we had glass tops. And he kept saying I missed a spot, which I can clean my ass off. And he kept saying I missed a spot, and I said, Dad, I don't see it. He slammed my head down on that coffee table, started kicking me in the side. And what was sad was I was supposed to be getting in the shower, getting ready to go over to our church for the choir to go out singing Christmas carols. So my dad. I don't have any good stories of my dad growing up. I have them for the past 10 years. So you probably will never hear me tell anything good about my father while I was growing up, except for the fact that dad was fair. You did not leave his house hungry or thirsty. If you didn't like dinner, um, as long as you tried it, and if you didn't like it, you can fix yourself a sandwich or something. But you had to at least try your food, and he didn't like anybody going hungry. He could sit there and beat my ass, and I'd be sitting there bawling, and he'd be like, Les, it's time to eat. You want to eat? He says, you gotta eat something. You know, I watched my sister in law beat the crap out of her daughter to where she was black and blue. It was horrid. Yeah, I know that feeling. Lucky Grandma says she's an honor student. Um, she's an honor student and a senior this year, going to college next fall. Awesome. He was taking his rage out on you. Hurts my heart, man. Oh, look, I've lived with it. For real. I've lived with it this long. I don't even think about it. I used to have dreams about killing him, though. That was the first time I went to a street. That's why I had a nervous breakdown at 17. It was because of him. Um, and nobody would help. I reached out for help. When I learned, like, I reached out for help through my school. And when when I didn't leave, Mr. Davis didn't do any follow up. He didn't care. And that's when I realized that's when I really didn't like adults. Um because nobody was ever there for me. And this is probably because that's the way the times were. I don't know. Probably, more than likely. Um Nicole, hello. Definitely could have been a better mom. I apologize to my girls. That is all I can do. Spankings are fine. I don't think about the spankings. But for anybody who's been put in that position, domestic violence is hard. Whether you're being beat by your parents or whether you're being beat by a partner, domestic violence is next domestic violence. No, your dad was wrong. I know he was wrong, and I believe it or not, I let him know he was wrong. I got older, and I let him have it. I let him have it so bad. I was getting ready to leave to go to James and Michelle's house, and James was coming over to pick me up. And no, I drove over. Well, anyway, I was getting ready to go to their house. He started in yelling at me, and then I yelled at him back, and I told him off, and I confronted him with everything. And I let him know exactly how I felt. And then I walked out the door. A few hours later, I get a phone call over at Michelle's. It's my mom. And mom said, I understand you and your father had an argument. I went, nope. I said, we sat there, had a talk. It was one-sided. I told him how I felt and walked out the door. I said, why? She said, because when I came home, he was packing his bags. I said, you should have let the bastard leave. Exactly what I said. So, my mom made Joan Crawford look like an angel. Says White Picket Fence. It took until I was an adult to come to the conclusion I am not responsible for my mother's illness. Exactly. And you see, we didn't know this at the time. It's only been recent, since I was like 40, between 40 and 45, that we found out my dad was bipolar. And when he doesn't take his meds, Lord knows you know it, because he's an asshole. Um, so he's been bipolar all his life. And I said, well, that explains a few things. I forgave him a long time ago. I was in my mid-20s, and I had to, because if not, it would have ate me up all my life. So I forgave him. I didn't forget, but in my heart, forgave him. And I told my mom, I said, Mom, in my heart, I forgave him. Forgive him. But I'm not going to forget. But I said, I forgive him. And then, here I am in my 40s, and come to find out he's been bipolar. And you can't. I'm like White Picket Fence. I'm not responsible for my dad, but I can understand it. And I said, if he's been sick all these years, I said I can't hold that against him. And I said, besides, I've already forgiven him. But my mom, let's see, what did she say? My dad was an alcoholic. He hit my brothers, not me, but my mom hit me when I was 13, says Anna. I was out of control. Dale said it was not even that so much, but I also smoked a lot of pot. Not in front of them, but we would go and visit my sister-in-law, and we would retire to the bedroom and smoke while they played. Dale says, White Picket Fence, that is profound. So sorry that it was that way. My mom had a lot of hang-ups too, and my dad always took her side. they were a united front. Dale said, so all I can do now is apologize to them and be the best mom I can be for them. That's all you can do. My mom, she has tried to make up all these years for not protecting me. 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. For not protecting me, um, for her guilt, you know, um, that's why Cheryl says you're mom's favorite and this and that. And I'm sitting there thinking, girl, are you serious? Really? Don't you remember growing up? My sister's a very jealous person, but um, and my mom told Fran, she said I made a mistake, and she said I wasn't there for her, and so she's tried to make it up as an adult, which I I never asked for it, I'm like, and I don't take advantage or anything, especially I've always paid my own way. I've done my own thing because I wanted away from him. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just wanted away from him. That's why I moved out at 17, says Nicole, because my abusive dad and my mom took his side. We were little kids. Protect your kids. He was always worried about him more than us. My dad has been sober for 20 years. He is the best dad ever, says Anna. Um, like I said, for the past 10 years, my dad and we've gotten to the point where we get along better now than I ever have in my whole life. And that's because I'm sick. And, but we still, 20 minutes is about all we can handle each other. That's about it. But I do know that he does feel guilty. And I do know, because he would talk to his brother, my Uncle Ed. And, I know what he has told Eddie. He doesn't know that but he does feel. And, well, he should. As well, he should. But that's not my problem. For real. Don't hurt hair on my head. He will get you. I bet he will. I bet he will. We're all grown now. We really are. We can't forget our past because it is our past. The only thing we can do, like I said, in order to live is to forgive. And that's a fine art to learn, is forgiveness. And you must learn how to forgive in order to feel. I have forgiven those that have abused me physically and sexually. My dad was also very verbally abusive and mentally abusive, emotionally abusive. And it some things just shape your life. It just does. It took many years, like 30 years, for me to learn that I don't have I don't have to be all and do it all alone. It took me 30 years to understand that there are people out there who will stand by my side. I'm not alone, that somebody will back me. It took me that long. That's why I never had any heroes except for Joe Namath. Other than him, there was nobody for me to look up to. And because all adults were against me, But I'm 52 now. The only thing we can do is try to make a good life for the future generations. Connie is well on her way. And trust me, Connie, I'm sure your kids, they understand and they love you very much. You know. Shady says my dad. Oh, let's see. Lucky Grandma says before my dad passed away at 93, I did get to tell him thank you for everything. He was a good man. Awesome. And it says, forgiveness sets you free. It's for you, not them. Exactly. I forgave a long time ago. But you don't forget. But I tell you what, if my dad and my mom, if my dad needed anything and it's within my power, I would do it in a heartbeat. For the simple fact, he is my father. And I know now, even though I was already grown, had a granddaughter and everything, that he was a sick man and he needed help that he didn't get. That's understandable. But like White Picket Fence, I'm not responsible for his illness. It wasn't my fault. And that's part of forgiveness, is to give that back to them. Your actions are your actions, bud. And that's all there is to it. I agree about forgiveness, Shady, but it doesn't take away the PTSD. No, it doesn't. Which is why, time to time, I had a nervous breakdown at 17. Saw a shrink. Stopped seeing that shrink because she called me a liar. Ain't going back. And I had to pay. Dad's insurance only paid for half of that. And this was back in the 80s. It was $120 an hour. His insurance only paid $60, and I had to pay half of his $60. So he only paid $30, I paid $30. I ain't going back. Dale says, growing up, my mom was so strange. She would vocalize about how she hated sex and how it was bad, and flat out told me I was a bad person because I enjoyed sex with my husband. Come to find out, she was molested by her grandfather, and it affected her. She said, no, it did not affect me. I was dumbfounded. It explained a lot. Anna says, it's hard, White. My said my dad was a very bad alcoholic. Yes, that's why I don't drink now. Never wanted to become that. See? The only thing we can do, you guys, be good to ourselves, to each other, and to our future generation. That's all we can do. Because it's not our fault. It's not our fault. And the best thing I did when I was in my mid-20s, I gave it back to him. I mean, in my heart. When I forgave him, I gave all that up. I gave it back to him. And then when I told him off, I let him know. I was so young, Dad. What did I do to deserve it? Nothing. I was actually a good kid. I acted out because I was being beat all the time. Wasn't beat. I'm a good kid, And to one of the people that violated me, I don't like saying the other stuff. Violated. One of them, I let him have it too. And I gave it back to him. Reminded him that I didn't forget. And I said, that's all on you, dude. So, Dale said, Snick, isn't that something? Some kids turn to alcohol because a parent was an alcoholic, and some it turns them off completely. Yeah, isn't that weird? I miss drinking, but life sober is beautiful. Exactly. It is. I turned to alcohol because I was being beat. I was a drunk in high school. I'll be honest with you. But through all that, I learned compassion. I learned empathy. I think those of us who's went through um, the terrors of childhood, um, we don't go through life with rose-colored glasses on. We understand what life can be, and you can always tell the ones that had the rosy, perfect childhood. You can. It's like, what is your problem? But we've learned empathy, and for me, I stopped the cycle. Um, I don't beat the kids. My sister never laid a hand on either one of her children. I never laid a hand on Cameron in all his life. Ian needed a spanking, and I gave him a spanking. And that was it. Because I knew when I was angry enough, I'll just say, Ian, I have to leave Aunt Leslie alone right now. Aunt Leslie very angry with you. And he would, and he'd cry because he would do something. I knew if I whipped him, it would. Um, I did not want to whip him in that state. You know, few licks on the butt. Um, 2 or 3 licks is enough. I would not have stopped. And I knew that. So I knew I could control it. And I knew I could stop it. So, you know, unfortunately, says Snicker, unfortunately, it caught up with him. He had to have a liver transplant 5 years ago, but after my mom passed away, he went on a binge and he said he didn't feel that what he usually felt while drinking. Aw. Dale says, Shady, I consider myself to be sober, although my daughter does not consider me to be because I take Suboxone. I have been on it for 12 years now. I have not taken opiates or benzos for 12 years. Awesome. Lucky Grandma, you're a beautiful person, Les. And so are you. And so is everyone else in here. But she wants me to get off of Suboxone. Anna says no vomiting and no nausea. Huh? He went says Snagger to the doctors. They did testing and found out he had cirrhosis of the liver, and it turned into liver cancer. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. So is Dale. And Dale says my daughter has liver disease, portal hypertension. I think. I worry for her. She has hepatitis C. Wow, I'm so sorry. Dick said it is weird, Connie, but I never wanted to be that. I stopped that cycle. See what I mean? Awesome Connie was an alcoholic but stopped because of diabetes. Anna says, sorry, Snicker. But isn't that something, Snicker? You stopped it because you didn't want to be that. I stopped it because I didn't want to be that. you know? And Connie stopped it because she didn't want to be that. You know? We are all better people. Every one of us in here are compassionate people. Um, every one of us. We have empathy for others. We can feel others' pain. We're better people, I think, because we survived it. Same, I refuse to be my mother, says White Picket Fence. Sorry about your daughter, Connie. See, I refuse to be my father. And I refuse to be my mother. I protected my boys. Oh, God, did I protect them. I protect my grandchildren. If I feel something's wrong, trust me, I speak up and I get angry. um, and I did with the boys. I would speak up and get angry. I protected them because I didn't want to be my mother either. But I love my mother. I've always loved my mother, even through that and through all the disappointments. I still love her. I love her to death. If anything ever happened to her, I'm going to be done for. I really am. I'll be done for. Um, I will miss my father because he's my father. You know, I have no ill will or nothing. I've always wanted a relationship with him, and if this is what I have now, at least there's no fighting, there's no arguing, no yelling, nothing. So that's awesome. Me, that's awesome. Um, Dale says, but in my view, I have never been so messed up that someone had to pick me up and put me to bed. I have never been arrested and was able to hold down a job and not relapse, and he has had relapse. White Pigfin says, my kids are grown and still say I was um, way too overprotective. You know, you know what? I do not regret it. You go, girl. I don't regret mine either. Anna says, um, but ibuprofen when they told me it was causing kidney problems. Dale says, after relapse, not wanting her to get on Suboxone at all, but every day I worry about her going back out. She is sober just for today, but she is getting to the 3-year mark, when um which is when she always tends to relapse. Ooh, Nicole says, sorry, Dale and Snickerdoodle. Snicker says, but my dad is doing great now. No drinking, no cigs, and our relationship is pretty good now. I've gave him. He's my only parent I have, and I know my mom would be proud. Awesome. Nicole said, don't miss my dad now. I'm at peace. He's gone. Dale said, that is so good, Snick. I wish I could quit smoking. Anna says, now had ultrasound, no kidney cancer or dialysis, have a new lease on life. Awesome. Awesome. I think we're all better for it, for what we went through. Because we survived it. I think we're all. Um, See, my sister didn't go through anything I went. That's why we're completely different. Two totally, completely different people. She just she wasn't treated like me, so we ended up different. Maybe that's the way it was supposed to be. Who knows? You know. Um, because I don't think my sister could have survived what I went through. I don't think she could have. It takes a special kind of someone to survive situations like that. It really does. He had to receive his transplant. No drinking, no smoking, weekly tests, and he had to do counseling. That was a requirement to get the new liver. The Snicker. And Dale says, one of my girls' friends is now 35, and she has a horrible past of sexual abuse, and she continues to use drugs and is struggling. It takes a toll on you. You lived with us for a year. Yep, it does. Yep, took my garbage out and put Christmas decorations out. Small victories, awesome. Dale said, but Ashley told me that she is now in sober living in Texas, so I'm glad to hear that. We kept expecting a call telling us that she died. Aww. Anna says, next, laundry and dishes. That reminds me, I gotta do my dishes. So, what time is it? Oh my god, it's 4 o'clock. I got the physical therapist coming tomorrow. My weekdays are now screwed because of all this crap. So, I'm not gonna be able to get all this done tonight. There's no way. $13, $15. So um that is right, Shady. It's the little things. And it says tomorrow. Dale says, Jeezy cows, Les would say, yeah. Oh, how did that go? Oh, it's been hell all week. I had physical therapy and occupational therapy and RN and home health or something like that. One day they overlapped. Okay, I'm going to try and sleep, get up before 4 p.m. You go, White Picket Fence. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to get ready to sign off because, did you see both physical and occupational therapy? Yep. Yep. Um, yeah, my weekdays from now on for however long, I don't know, are kind of. Now we need to win lottery because COVID and meet Snoopy, of course. Yeah, we gotta meet that Snoopy. He's a character. Snoopy in Woodstock. Dale says no lie on the lottery. Does anybody even play? I don't even play. I always say I'm gonna win the lottery. I ain't bought a lottery ticket all year. I don't. If I buy them, it's only a couple times a year. Wish I would win the lottery, says Snicker. Now you talking about Snoopy Peanuts. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go, you guys. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I've got to get to bed so I can do my physical therapy. Though I think he said 11 when he'll be here. I think that's what. And I've got to get those dishes done. God, I got a bag of these and those. I could probably get them. I'll probably get them done before 4 or 5. I'll get them done. Yeah. I'll play when it gets really big, but you can't win if you don't play. Yeah, that's what everybody keeps telling me, and I still forget. So, but I am gonna go. Gotta do the dishes, and then I gotta get to bed. I've already taken my medicine, so that's helped me too. So everybody, thank you for coming in. Thank you for participating. I really appreciate it. Um, what's tomorrow? Friday. I hope I'll be on tomorrow night. Thank you for the great conversation. Um, and I hope everybody has a great night and a great day, and we'll all talk later. Bye. Ta-dum.